Hi everyone. I just wanted to check in because we have a new writing assignment, so I want to go over that with you guys and kind of just review things verbally. Of course, it's going to be very similar to what you're going to see on the actual assignment page, but it's obviously a larger assignment because we have less things in our writing category, and I want to make sure that we're clear on what we should be doing. As our previous assignment, once you get it back, you'll have about a week to revise. I'll probably again post on Google Streams when the revision will actually start. Like the revision countdown for the week will actually start, and then from there you'll have that week to get revisions in. A number of us have turned in revisions for our first TEEP. That's great. I plan on going over those today, maybe tomorrow, but definitely my goal is before Monday the 11th, you should have those updated so you can see how those revisions went before this next writing assignment is due. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to be writing about next. So like our previous assignment, this is going to be a TEEP. Like the previous writing assignment, you're going to have some options. So you're going to be able to focus on symbolism or juxtaposition. So one of the changes we're going to see here is that we're giving our students a little bit more leeway. We're being a little bit less prescriptive. Now you still only have two options to choose from, so it's not like you can choose anything. But in our last TEEPs, when we talked about symbolism, it told you symbolism of this. When it talked about diction, the title of the TEEP gave you a hint. Diction related to war. One of the ways that we're getting more prepared for our future learning in other classes, 10 honors, 11 honors, whatever else you guys decide to sign up for, whether that's distance learning or, hopefully in person. We want to make sure you're ready. And one of the things that you're going to see as a change as you go forward is you're going to see less and less prescriptions about what exactly you should be doing. Now, that doesn't mean you can go and do whatever you want, but what it means is that a lot of times actually when you get a very specific prompt, in some ways that's actually, it can be a useful thing because it tells you exactly what to zoom in on and you know exactly what you're supposed to be looking at. And in some ways that can be less challenging because you're given this like really direct roadmap of what you're working on. And that's that roadmap, when it's more vague, it just says pick one of these two things. That can be more challenging because, it can be good because you have more options, but it can also be more challenging because you can be a little bit more lost if you don't have ideas for those two things. You're like, okay, I'm given this general area, but I don't know exactly where to go. And so we're getting ready for, at some point, like if hopefully decide to take the AP test in a couple years, one of the prompts on the AP test every year is pick any book that you've read and then pick any literary device. Sometimes they say, anything related to setting or anything related to characterization, and they say theme statement, and that's it. And, that's a very broad topic. And so we're getting ready for that plethora of options by seeing the specificity in our prompts kind of reduce a little bit. So we are going to get the specificity of symbolism or juxtaposition, but we don't get the specificity of what's the symbol or what's being juxtaposed. Remember, juxtaposition is when two things are put side by side. It's just the position. They're not directly compared. If you don't see any symbolism, you don't see any juxtaposition, great, pick the one that you do see, because they're both in there, and so they're both going to be good options. Of course, if you're doing juxtaposition, you're probably going to have more than one quote in your evidence section. Totally fine, that's normal. That's how you prove there's two things next to each other. At most of the time, that's going to take two quotes. And if it takes 2 quotes to give that symbolism, that's great too. That's totally up to you, whatever you need for your argument. So once you analyze and explain how you see either one of those things, then you're going to, of course, give that purpose and say what's going on there. Beyond the fact that the literary device exists, what is it doing? Go back to your TEEP notes. Of course, if you have inspiration beyond your TEEP notes, you're welcome to use those. However, you always got your TEEP notes. Foreshadowing, characterization, conflict, or even theme. So, you know, feel free to take advantage of those recommendations. I do recommend you using your taken apart a prompt notes, because that's going to be a useful way to help make sure you understand what we're being asked to do in the prompt. Of course, we just went over that here, but it's good practice. Not only, even if you feel, you know, you kind of have a better understanding after this video, it'll be good practice because that'll get you ready for, you know, a timed write situation. And those taking apart a prompt steps are really good for a time situation, because if nothing else, it can help you focus in. You're like, you know, you get this time, you know, this timed writing, you're nervous, you're anxious, you know, what do you do? It's easy to kind of just freak out. But if you know, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take apart the prompt. I'm gonna use that to break down what my steps are, and then I'm gonna go forward from there. Having even that very simplistic starting point can be a really good way to kind of conquer those nerves. So even, you know, even though we already went over it here, I do recommend doing those taking apart a prompt steps. They aren't required, but they might be good. Of course, you know, any other brainstorming that works for you, I support. Brainstorming is a good thing, so that's nice. Besides that, you know, when it comes to grading, I'm just looking at your TEEP. It's going to be the same kind of way as before. I'll give you those voice comments, and then I'll post the grades as soon as I have all those voice comments given for every student, and we'll, you know, move forward from there. As a last note, as I was getting ready for our video today, I noticed that, oh my goodness, my hair is just getting really like like you can even see it in the back. It's just really nasty. It's getting really unprofessional, and you know, I apologize for that. Of course, if it were you know, a different circumstance, I would, you know, get a haircut. And so I just wanted to kind of recognize that I know it's not the most professional look, but you know, it's a different circumstance. So I'm gonna have to ask your understanding for you know, not presenting a more dignified appearance to you guys. So that said, that's one of the, you know, that's one of the bigger issues I've personally been having. So I'm really thankful for that, because I know a lot of people across the country and across the world are going through much more serious things in a variety of ways. So you know, I'm really thankful for that, and I hope you're in a similar position to me, where you don't have anything serious going on from all the weirdness and the COVID stuff that's going on right now. You know, economically, or in terms of your health or the health of the people you know. So you know, I very much hope that you guys are all doing well, and you know, just powering through. And this is our last month of school, as weird as that is. So you know, it's going to be summer for real pretty soon here, and let's just keep on staying strong, doing the distance learning, and get through this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great to see you guys, and I hope you guys are doing well. I look forward to when we get to chat again. All right, bye.